Yo, what is up guys? Partywaffles here. I am coming at you guys with my 10.1 Frosty K PvP guide. It's going to be straightforward, to the point, concise, and you're going to understand it easily and be able to succeed after watching this video. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to look at here is talents, alright? So I'm just going to quickly run through what they are. So on the left we have, obviously, double grip, we have short IBF, we have good anti-magic shell, improved death strike, anti-magic zone, double death grip, and then we're going to have A-bomb limb, empowered rune weapon, okay? We also have sack pet here for an extra heal as opposed to enfeeble. You can play either one of these though if you want. So this is going to be pretty cookie cutter though, okay? So on the left, this is pretty much going to be standard. There's not much you're going to want to change. And then, unless for instance you wanted, you could change and put the Lichborn shell on it. If you didn't need 40-yard grip or something like that, or if you were playing with a disc priest, maybe you could put on this. But this is going to be pretty standard, and that's going to be what I play currently. So let's take a look at the right side here. So essentially, this is just a normal obliterate build. So Howling Blast got improved. This is a normal obliterate build, okay? Howling Blast just got buffed, so we're going to be playing Icebreaker. We're going to play Dragon for the extra stun. And then the goal of this build is just going to be playing around 1 minute Pillar of Frost goes with your chill streak and everything like that. Later on in the season, there might be a dual wield build or something. When we all have 4 set, it might emerge. We'll see. I'll make a new guide. If there's any changes or anything like that, I'll make a new guide. But for now, this is what's working really well. Same as last season. This is also what worked. We're going to be playing Razor Ice with this too. But it's pretty standard here. So chill streak, obliteration, yada yada. Pillar of Frost, of course. Pretty standard, right? Nothing special. So the next thing we're going to talk about though really quickly is PvP talents, all right? So you're going to be playing Strangulate every single time. This is baseline, okay? Play Strangulate every single time. Next, Necrotic Aura is really good. So say you need to go super tanky, you could use like Bloodforge or something, but this is going to be mostly what I'm using most of the time. Like my baseline is going to be this right here. Strangulate, Necrotic Aura, and then Dead of Winter for the extra stun. So I'll explain a little bit about the talents though. So Death Chill is essentially a root when you press Remorseless Winter. Delirium, it reduces the cooldown of their movement abilities. So say you're fighting like a mage with a lot of blinks, or a warrior with a lot of charges, or something like that. Anything with a lot of mobility, you can swap this on and kind of neuter the mobility right there. The next one here is Shroud of Winter. I really don't play this too often, but enemies within 8 yards of you become shrouded in winter, reducing the range of their spells. So if people are on top of you, they can't really hit someone else if they're standing far away. Next, we have Dark Sim. It steals one of the enemy abilities. I don't really play this as Frost too often. Dead of Winter, obviously, is another stun with your Remorseless Winter. Bitter Chill. So this is just going to reduce the haste. You can play this sometimes if you want. Like, this is a personal preference. Most of these are good talents, so it's up to you. Rotten Wither. I never played this one ever, though. Bloodforged Armor. This is a good defensive against physical damage. So if you don't need Remorseless Winter stun because you already have a stun on your team and you're fighting a bunch of melee, then you could use Bloodforged Armor there. Spell Warden is going to make your anti-magic shell 30 seconds instead of 40 seconds with the talents we're playing. So 30-second AMS is pretty nice. You could play this into casters if you need. You can also use it on your teammates. I really don't do that, but you can do that to like avoid a CC or something like that. So, but most of the time it's going to be looking like this. And that's everything for talents. So the next thing that we're going to talk about here is itemization, okay? It's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to get 4 set of the new tier, right? Get 4 pieces of the new tier. The piece that we aren't going to make, the crafted piece we're going to get is legs, okay? So you're going to have 4 pieces of tier and then crafted legs. Other than that, the stats is going to be mastery with about 13% haste for the increased GCDs. So other than that, it's just full mastery and verse. The rune forge we're using, with this build, when I'm playing 3v3s, I'll be playing Razor Ice. Fallen Crusader works good with this in solo shuffle because in solo shuffle, you don't always get perfect clean goes with the Razor Ice. So the consistent damage from Fallen Crusader is actually kind of nice in solo shuffle. So you can use Razor Ice or Razor Ice or Fallen Crusader. As far as trinkets go, I'm playing the on-use trinket, which is what you should be playing too, because the on-use trinket is 1 minute, 750 strength every 1 minute. And then Pillar of Frost is obviously 1 minute too, so you're going to use those together at every single time. You're going to just pack them together. You can even just macro it into your Pillar of Frost. So that's what it's going to be like with itemization. Actually, one more thing, embellishments and crafted items. So I'm using the crafted boots and the crafted legs, okay? I'm using one Shadow Flame, and then I'm using the one that comes with the boots, the interrupting one. So I've seen people use 2 Shadow Flame. You could potentially do that. I don't think the Shadow Flame is very big damage in PvP. It's like 1 to 2%. So, but yeah, there's also a cloak that does some healing, so you could keep that one in mind. But these are the 2 that I'm personally running. So let's take a look at how to do some damage now. It's pretty straightforward too. You're going to have a normal rotation and then a burst rotation, okay? So I'll tell you how to just do normal damage right now. So as far as normal damage goes, Remorseless Winter, Howling Blast is going to be your... Remorseless Winter is an AoE, right? Howling Blast is your dot. And then Obliterate is your Runic Power Builder, basically your main one. And then Frost Strike is your Runic Power Spender, as well as Death Strike. So it's going to look like this. You're going to go in, you're going to Remorseless Winter pretty much on cooldown, unless you're playing Remorseless Winter Stun. If you're playing Remorseless Winter Stun, don't use it on cooldown for damage. You want to use it when you want to stun only, right? So if you're playing this, don't just run in and press it first global, only if you're not playing this, okay? But so anyways, you're either going to use this for damage or you're going to use it for a stun, depending on which talent you're playing. And then you're going to Howling Blast to apply your Frost Fever. You're going to Obliterate to build Runic Power. If you get a proc, you're going to press it. Just keep pressing your procs, and then your Runic Power. Try not to overcap your Runic Power. So try to be weaving Frost Strikes, because when you spend Runic Power, you're going to be proccing your Unleashed Frenzy as well as your Icy Talons, which is going to give you strength and attack speed. So you want to be building up your stacks with that. As well, you're building up your Razor Ice stacks. But another thing too is that the Rime procs, which are the Howling Blast procs, they work for your tier set. So every time you consume Rime, it increases the damage of your next Frostworm's Fury by 5%, stacking up to 10 times. So every Rime proc, that's the Glowing Obliterate proc, okay? So that's how your damage goes. It's pretty simple. Only Howling Blast to apply your dot, or if it lights up. Remorseless Winter if you're trying to stun, or you're just trying to AoE damage. Obliterate if you can't do it, if you don't need to do any of the other things we just mentioned. And then Frost Strike if your Runic Power is near cap or cap, because you don't want to waste Runic Power. So it's pretty much just Frost Strike and Obliterate. That's pretty much it. And then if Howling Blast lights up, you press that. And then if they don't have their dot, you can apply the dot with Howling Blast. But that's pretty much it. So pretty straightforward rotation right there. As far as bursting, this is going to be mostly how the class works, okay? Your consistent damage, like I just showed you, is not what the class is about. The class is about one-shotting stuff in a burst window, in your 1-minute Pillar of Frost burst windows. So the best comp that this is going to be paired up with is going to be Frost Decay Evoker X. So Frost Decay Evoker Healer. The reason being is that the Evoker and the Frost Decay are both built around 1 minute, big 1 minute cooldowns, right? Of course, the Evoker has 2 minute cooldowns as well, but he's a big 1 minute stun for us. So everything's going to line up perfectly, right? You work well with classes that you can set them up. So say Frost Decay Evoker, you're going to grip the people together and you're going to blind them. And then your Evoker is going to stun, and then as soon as the stun hits, you both do huge damage. That's pretty much the gist of how Frost works for the most part. Any comp, you're just changing out the way that you're doing the CC. Like say, if you're playing Ret Frost Decay or something, instead of the Evoker stun, you can blind them and then press Remorseless Winter stun and Dragon stun them, right? Like you can Dragon into Remorseless Winter or something. So the only thing that's really changing is the CC setup, or the CC, whatever the stun is, right? Like you're still doing the same setup. The stuns are just different depending on what comp you're playing. So I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you the non-solo shuffle way, and I'm going to show you the solo shuffle way. First, I'm going to show you the non-solo shuffle way. So assume that we have a stun, right? We don't need Dead of Winter because we have a stun. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to assume that I have an Evoker with me, and he's going to stun them as soon as I call for it, okay? So this is you ramping up for your teammate. You blind them, you drop a Death and Decay on top of all the targets, so the Obliterates are going to cleave on everybody from your talent. And then as soon as you get the Death and Decay down, your partner is going to stun them all for you. So assume that they're getting stunned from my partner right there. My partner stuns them all. As soon as they all get stunned, I'm going to pop Pillar of Frost Chill Streak on them. And the Pillar of Frost is going to start bouncing, and then I'm going to Frost Strike. And I'm going to be cleaving Obliterates in the Death and Decay that's going to be on the ground. So all 3 of the targets are going to be taking the Death and Decay, or the Obliterate damage. So that's going to be huge. I'll run it by you one more time. It's pretty straightforward. It, like with someone sunning for you, it's so much easier than in solo when you have to do it yourself. So it's literally just this: blind, death, and decay. If you have time too, you can pop a remorseless winter or an A-bomb limb, depending what you have. And then as soon as they stun, obviously it's going to be pillar of frost, chill streak, and then just rinse and repeat, right? We're playing obliteration, so when we pop pillar of frost, when we press frost strike or a howling blast, it's going to give us a free obliterate crit. So all you want to do is just be weaving in between weaving the free obliterate crit with frost strikes. Now, as far as the difference in the burst rotation, if you're in solo, so say you don't have someone to stun for you because you're in a solo shuffle, right? You got to do it yourself. You obviously have Frostworm's Fury, but that's not reliable because Pillar of Frost is every 1 minute and this is 1.5. So you're not going to have this for every stun. So what you're going to do is this. This is going to be the difference in rotation. You're going to blind them and then you're going to press... Sorry, you're going to blind them and then you're going to press Remorseless Winter to start the stun. And then you're going to Death and Decay. And then you're going to do the same thing as you did with the other one. Pillar of Frost, Chill Streak, weave the blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So it's going to be just like so. So you're going to blind them. You're going to Remorseless Winter. They're going to start stacking up the Remorseless Winter. And then as soon as they get stunned, your Pillar of Frost, Chill Streak, Howling Blast, Obliterate, Frost Strike, Obliterate, Howling Blast because it lit up, Obliterate, Obliterate, Howling Blast, Obliterate. So you're just going to press the button that lights up mostly, right? If neither of them, like if you use your Obliterate proc and neither of them light up, then you're going to press Frost Strike to make it light up. But that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. But I'll run that one more time, okay? So in solo shuffle, if you have to be the Remorseless Winter stun yourself, it's blind, Remorseless Winter stun, Death and Decay, wait till they get stunned, Pillar of Frost, Chill Streak, do the one shot. And then if you're in 3v3s and not solo shuffle and you don't have to use the stun and you could play something else or whatever, and you're relying on your partner to stun for you, it's much simpler. It's literally just blind, Death and Decay. Wait for them to stun, Pillar of Frost, Chill Streak, do the obliteration one-shot thing. And that's it. So that's literally it. Don't be expecting to kill stuff outside of your Pillar of Frost window very often, okay? It's pretty rare, but that's all I got for you guys today. So if you guys want to see me play this live, you can catch me at my stream, twitch.tv/PartyWafflesX. Other than that, I'm going to be posting PvP videos here pretty soon after this guide. But I hope you guys like the video and have a good day. Thanks for watching.